This is Denise Richards from Valentine, Scary Movie 3, and Wild Things, and I just wanted to congratulate you on your recent successes. And I know how much you love my movie Valentine, so always remember, don't go out there.
In a world where zombies, ghosts, serial killers, and vampires all exist, it's Nico, Brian, Mike, and Dustin, and they are all that stand between you and the films that could end the world. Welcome to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Don't Go Out There Horror Movie Podcast. Just want to thank all of our fans and listeners. Really appreciate the support. You guys are awesome. Before we get into tonight's film review, just want to give a quick shout out to our website, don'tgoouthere.com. Everything about our podcast is on the website. All of our episodes and interviews, if you want to check those out. We've done some incredible interviews in the past. Go check them out there in a specific tab by themselves so you don't have to scroll through hundreds of episodes on Apple or Spotify, etc. We also have our store if you want to grab a shirt, a mouse pad, a hat, all that good stuff. We'd love to see your pictures, rep your favorite podcast. And Shan's Etsy page is also attached if you want to grab a tumbler. All of our social media links are on there as well. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Like us, subscribe us, follow us, all that good stuff. And the last thing I want to shout out on our website is our Patreon. We call it Blood Donors. We have the traditional monthly reoccurring kind. If you want to support us, help us pay the bills, as we say. Or if there's a movie you want us to review, that option is available as well. Just check out our website, don'tgoouthere.com. Also, if you haven't noticed, we've recently joined the Believe Network. So there's some ads on our program now. But if you want ad-free content, go check us out on Blood Donors. The ad-free episodes will be available there. We appreciate your support. We hope you enjoy the episode.
You got like fucking jackets on and everything. What's going on?
You know what the weather is here?
House?
No.
Oh, dude, the heater in this apartment, man, like the heater and the AC in my room, like it takes its job seriously. So if your AC is on and it's cold, and if you put the heater on, like your nose will start bleeding. You know what I'm saying? We just got the AC on like 69, 70, and we're just letting it roll. So
What
it's
about
chilly?
What about
67?
67? I ain't gonna lie. I wear a hoodie majority of the time I'm at home. You're right. It's just comfortable. I sleep in a hoodie most nights.
That's crazy.
Wild.
I sleep naked whenever I sleep in hotel rooms with Nico.
No, don't say that. Don't
my
do
bad.
I feel like Funny Marker. No, don't do that.
That's recording. It's recording too.
He's lying if he keeps us in. All right. Whoa.
Hey.
Shit. All right, guys, jumping to the film review. We're kicking off February with my pick, or not really my pick. It's the fan pick. The fans voted across social media, X, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. They chose 2009's My Bloody Valentine. Movie that I've kind of wanted to pick the past couple of Februarys just because, obviously, it's Valentine's month. It fits the theme or whatever. And thoughts on the movie. I hadn't seen the movie in a good while. I think the movie is just okay. Like, I think it has really good kills, but like the acting is just kind of bad. I kind of mentioned that. Like, I'm not really impressed with Jensen Ackles. I don't know what this guy's doing. I don't know why he's so famous. I guess he's just a pretty boy. I don't know. The girls must love him, but he's not that good of an actor. Not in this movie, anyways. But the kills are incredible. This kind of fell in, like we've mentioned ad nauseum in the past, the 2000s remakes, reboots. It's fine. Like, it's worth a watch during February to me, just for the kills, really. And I think the movie is just fine. I think whatever IMDb rates it is a pretty good rating. I'll just leave it at that. Brian, what'd you think?
Well, in our interview with PJ Starks, don'tgoouthere.com, we kind of bonded over our love of Ghostbusters and, more applicable for here, our love for early 2000s remakes, give or take a couple of years. And I'm not sorry. I mean, this is right here with those, in my opinion. Chalk it up to another horror movie remake that I like better than the original. Sue me. And go a step further, I loved this. I mean, the kills are fucking awesome. It's fun as hell. And since Jensen Ackles, you brought him up, is in this, and Jared Padalecki is in my favorite Friday the 13th movie, 09 remake, and they're both on Supernatural together, I kind of feel like, I need to point out that this feels a little bit like Fate. And listen, I know this was shot in 3D, but I was not able to see this one in the theater back then. I was sowing my wild oats in 2009. My son was born 7 months after this movie was released, so that's what I was doing. TMI, my bad. Anyway, go ahead.
If it would have been 9 months after this movie was released, then I was going to have some questions. Like, what was it? The trucker in the motel room that got you going? But
Yeah, so I mean, I actually thought it was a pretty good remake. Enjoyed it more than the original. Honestly, it was a fun little late 2000s slasher to me. I mean, some recognizable actors. I thought, pretty standard cut and dry slasher, but I enjoyed it way more than I remember enjoying it the first time I ever watched it. So, I mean, I was glad that it got picked because this is just kind of again a popcorn, fun slasher movie for me, a little bit of a whodunit too. So there's that fun aspect to it. And I don't think, they kind of subvert your expectations at the end of who they're setting up to be the killer and who the killer actually ends up being. So yeah, I mean, I thought it was a nice revisit of the story and a little bit of a modern twist, at least at the time. The way this movie is very late to mid 2000s, and the way it looks aesthetically, it's got that dark grimy feel, and sometimes it is kind of nice to go back to that back to that aesthetic. So all in all, I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it, and I'm glad I got to do the scene by scene for it because um there's some there's some fun dialogue in here. I mean, Tom Atkins has a couple good one-liners. There's some stuff throughout, but all in all, thought it was good. Excited that the fans of the show picked it.
I had never seen this movie. I have never seen the original, so I have no basis of comparison for those two. I enjoyed it. I thought this was fun. I don't think it's great, but I think it's a fun movie. The acting didn't really bother me. Obviously, not as much as it did Nico, because I didn't have anything in my notes about the acting, good or bad. I thought it was just kind of there. Yeah, some really good kills. And this is one of those movies that, a lot of times movies that are marketed and shot for 3D suck to watch. Like, a lot of the effects are just, you can tell they only did that to have something pop through the screen in 3D. I didn't feel that way with this one. I thought that every instance of 3D was properly used and effective and looked good in 2D format. So, some of the most awesome kills we've had in a long time. There was a lot to choose from as far as favorite kills in this one, which is always a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. There's one kill that Dead Meat hated that I love personally, just because he didn't like the digital effects. But I'm curious if how you feel about it.
I agree. Did
you watch the kill count? You know what I'm talking about?
I watched that kill count, and he was talking about the neck one, right? I loved it.
Yeah, the shovel through the mouth or whatever.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I thought it was good too.
Should I say it now? I love that kill. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I thought it was good too.
There we go.
I think it's that or Tom. What's his name? Tom Atkins. It's one of them two is my favorite kills. One of them.
Tom Atkins is who I picked for my favorite. Spoiler shit.
I was just
doing this fucking show back.
Nobody's even going to listen now. Damn.
I was just surprised that Tom Atkins made it an entire movie without picking up a chick that was way out of his league with no effort.
No fucking kidding, man. Oh my God. That is so true. Unbelievable.
I mean, he probably had them young girls at the house too. We didn't know it.
It's true. He
didn't even know it.
He probably had Megan, I'd say that much, and Irene. They were slinging it all around town.
Yeah. They were. Can't wait to get to that one.
Inbred hillbilly community. All right, Mike, whenever you're ready, take over the scene by scene.
We open up with flashbacks and newspaper clippings, and when we hear radio broadcasts of what happened on February 14th down in the mine. Originally thought to be a mining accident where only Tom escapes with his life, but all signs point to Harry Warden as the killer that took everyone apart with a pickaxe. We cut to Harry in the hospital waking up in his bed, and he sits up Mike Myers style, and then we get a title card. And Sheriff Burke, shout out to Tom Atkins, and he's in the hospital assessing the situation. He's annoyed and says, "Every Valentine's Day." As we get cuts from a brutal killing, and he asks, "Who did this?" The older cop says, "Harry Warden." Burke asks where he's headed, and we cut to teens at a party. At the party now, we see a beanie-wearing 2000s guy kissing his girlfriend and carrying beer. We see Tom and Sarah pull up to the party and greet them. The party is down in a mine, and so Tom is having some PTSD. You can also book your hotel using Trivago, which shout out to Tubi for that. Down in the mine, somehow Sarah got lost from the group and is in there by herself. And all of a sudden, an asshole tries to scare her. Luckily for her, that guy is stabbed through the eye and dies. It's presumably Harry Warden. Just then, the friends come behind her to save her life and keep her quiet. The group makes a run for it, and being a guy ruins it for everybody. And the moment was too big, pissed down his leg, fell on the ground. The friend is killed and has her head split at the mouth for a really cool looking kill. The rest of the group makes a run for it and leaves Tom behind like a bunch of assholes, including his own girlfriend. Just as Harry was about to kill Tom, Burke and crew show up and shoot him from behind, leaving Harry dead. We cut to 10 years later. Now Axel Palmer is the sheriff, and he's telling reporters that this town has moved on. That's all for the first set of scenes. What you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think the opening is great, and Dustin, you kind of touched on it. You can definitely tell the title sequence was meant for 3D, and I agree with you. A lot of the visuals throughout were pretty cool shots, even for 2D, because you can tell they shot them differently, and that uniqueness, I kind of liked it there. So it kind of stood out to me, just because it's a different way to look at different shots. We've seen so many movies, so I also think Tom Atkins being in this movie, it kind of automatically bumps it up in a lot of people's eyes to have a little bit more legitimacy, I guess, especially because it's not just him being a cameo. And look, I forgot how bloody and gory this movie was. And it kind of just serves as a reminder of how movies were neutered up to this damn point by the MPAA. And we've talked about it so many times. They got a lot more lenient here in the early 2000s. And I think cinema horror benefited so much from it. We get torn torsos, we get body parts hanging out, we get a heart in a Valentine chocolate case. What a fucking awesome murder scene. We get Jensen Ackles wearing the exact same jacket from Supernatural. And have any of you guys watched that show?
No.
Because to me, it feels like Walking Dead, where I want to start it because everybody says it's so great. But it's so fucking overwhelming because they have like 45 seasons like Walking Dead. So, no, I haven't seen it either.
Dude, it's only like 3 days for you.
Yeah.
I know, but it's still a major undertaking.
I can't bring myself to watch a CW original show. Everything that I've ever seen that's a CW original is not for me.
Well, maybe I'll give it a shot. Jamie King, Goldie from Sin City, awesome movie. Also one I think that Dustin or Nico will bring up that she was in too, so I'll save it for them.
Goddamn
White
right.
girls running through my mind.
Shout out to BET Uncut. Didn't think we'd have that reference.
Also, did not pass me up that the first two kills we get are teens named Michael and Jason. So obviously homage there. The eyeball kill probably going to roll some eyes, but no pun intended. But it didn't bother me. I watched the remastered version, so it looked better. I'm kidding. There's no remastered version. I thought the shovel kill, like we talked about, was awesome or not, or was awesome too, digital or not. And it was a nice little touch having Tom. And sidebar, real quick, naming him Tom in a movie with Tom Atkins is fucking stupid. So sorry. Anyway, it was a nice little touch having Tom obviously affected by that whole thing. That should have been the end of the set of scenes, but who broke this up? Mike? Anyway, come on.
So having him named Tom for that reason is stupid, but also just having him named Tom in general, I think is weird because do you know any people around his age or around that age that are named Tom? I feel like they either go by Thomas or Tommy. Tom is
exactly.
That's an old man
You're right.
name.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Dustin, I got to throw this disclaimer out there as well. Won't shock anybody. I have not seen the original My Bloody Valentine, so it did feel nice to not compare it to something else. Like I wrote that down word for word, bar for bar. Jigsaw is proud as hell of Harry Warden killing the other miners to conserve air. Live or die, make your choice. You got to do things, bounce around, do some things sometimes. Being in a mining accident and trapped underground sounds like a horrific way to die. No clue how this nurse didn't notice immediately that her patient was missing. Like, pay attention. What are you doing? You tired already? Spooky shot of Harry behind her, though, with blood all over him. I thought that was great. And shout out to the legend himself, Mr. Tom Atkins. I believe this is his third appearance on our program, this season of The Witch and The Fog. Horrific scene at the hospital. My goodness, what a massacre. I thought it looked great, though. The effects were pretty good to me. And like you mentioned, Brian, shout out to Jamie King and Sarah Palmer. She played Heather Vandergeld in one of my most favorite early 2000s comedies, White Chicks. One of my most quoted movies ever. I love that movie. It is ironic to me that both stars, like you mentioned as well, of Supernatural, Jensen and Jared, both star in horror remakes released in 2009. I do think Friday the 13th is significantly better, personally. Hell of a jump scare that killed to start us off, pickaxe through the back of the head and through the eyeball. Yikes. I said it before. I hate stuff that involves eyes, but I thought it was really good. The Miner is a very scary villain, honestly. We had a lot of fans comment about this. The mask, the headlamp, the coveralls, the pickaxe. I think it's a really creepy setup. And good point brought up by Dead Meat James and his kill count. Why does the Miner walk right past 3 sitting duck victims to just chase after a guy, Michael, running from him? That just didn't make no sense. And it was hilarious that he ran into that thing and fell over. I thought it was hilarious. And you already mentioned this. First 2 victims killed here are Michael and Jason. Nods to the slasher icons. I like that. Axel pissed me off, though. Not him tripping, but he just stayed down way too long. Get up, Goofy. Be a man. What are you doing? I do, like we mentioned as well, disagree with Dead Meat James here. I didn't think the digital head split with the kill with the shovel looked bad at all. I thought it looked great. Sarah with the worst reaction skills I've ever seen. She's lucky as hell that pickaxe didn't kill her through the windshield. Like, back up. What are you doing, idiot? And no clue how this Miner is strong enough to escape these gunshots. Speaking of gunshots, they sounded horrible. Why is it so hard for horror movies to get these things to sound right? I agree with you, Brian. I thought it was a pretty intense opening, and I'm invested so far.
Idiot.
Yeah, I really like the opening credits. Very cartoon-like with the newspapers and stuff. I dig it. I thought it was awesome. And they give us a lot of context right up front. Was it an accident? Was it premeditated, like the shaft collapsing and everything? Tune in next week to find out on Dragon Ball Z. Buddy waking up from his coma and hiding in the shadows and attacking the nurse was good. At least I thought that's what was happening. But I just like that we didn't have to wait too long for reaction. Really cool title card, especially since the movie was shown in 3D and was the first R-rated movie to be shown in real 3D. That's a cool factoid. After that, though, I'm wondering what kind of average response time the cops in this town have. I mean, this many cut-up bodies in a hospital and blood smeared all over the walls. Buddy was getting active for quite a while, and I have to imagine that someone called 911 before they were all chopped up. Cool to see Tom Atkins, like you said, his third appearance on the show. Not as cool as character Tom's Bronco, though. Man, that thing was beautiful. Sarah wanting Tom to go into the mine where he experienced such trauma, that is just like a woman. I mean, hey, I don't care that this place probably gives you PTSD. I want to go, so we're doing it. He said he wanted to be there, but you could tell that he was just saying that to make her happy. He'd have never heard the end of it if he told her the truth and they left. Pretty cool kill we get once she goes into the mine, the eyeball coming out probably looked really awesome in 3D. And then bro was putting in work with the kills. I mean, we're 11 minutes in at this point, and he's got at least a dozen. This movie could set a record at this pace. And the girl getting her head cut into with the shovel. I'm sorry, Dead Meat James. You're wrong. That was sick. Loved it. Pickaxe through the windshield is another thing that was probably awesome in 3D. But then Sarah, not only did you basically force Tom to be there when he didn't want to be in the first place, but then you just left him. You left him behind. Women, man, I swear. I'm not sure why Harry is superhuman. Man took multiple shots and kept going. Who does he think he is? Lean to the plug? This is a solid open.
Jesus Christ. You always do that right at the end where it's like, I feel like you can't even focus on anything wrong with you. Jesus.
We're at the dinner now, and the old guy at the diner says, thanks for making them look like an inbred mining community, which Palmer replies rightfully so, that they are an inbred mining community. He flirts. The old guy, Ben Foley kind of flirts with Sarah a little bit. Sarah talks to Axel, and then she leaves. Palmer and hot girl Megan make eye contact because they're obviously fucking. We cut to them in a nasty-ass hotel room post-fucking. Megan get him a Valentine's gift. She's clearly getting it good because she doesn't care that he has a wife and even says that she got him a gift. The man is swimming in it, that piece of shit. We cut to Ben Foley talking about Tom selling the mine and trying to talk him out of it. Tom isn't having it, and I don't blame him. Saw a shit ton of people get murdered there. Now Tom is at a hotel, and someone is getting their shit split next door, and he has to lay there and listen to it. Then he grabs a bottle of Jergens. Oh, wait, wrong movie. Sorry, guys. We find out her name is Irene because the guy she was fucking was filming the whole thing. He tries to pay her, and instead of taking the easy money, she chases him out of the room butt-ass naked with a gun where all the people could see. She threatens to shoot him, but then he fucking dies anyway with a tool to the head as Irene gets away. We're back at the hotel room where Lewis's mom gets killed for her troubles, and now he's after Irene. After a little bit of struggle, he murders her with an axe. We cut to the next morning, and the police are now at the scene investigating. Tom is apparently back for the first time in a decade since they left his ass in the mine and sees Sarah. They reconnect, and Sarah is smitten, son. She's mad at him for vanishing, even though it really wasn't a problem they left in the truck. Anyway, he comments on her beautiful family and leaves. Sarah's at home, sad and alone, after Axel tells her that Irene was murdered. That's all for that. What you think, Brian?
All right, let's start off with another little sidebar here. Harmony is the same town that was featured in The Mothman Prophecy that, featured the bridge to Sidebar. That movie scared me when I was little, but as an adult, I think it's pretty much not that great. My buddies and I used to see these giant moths and bugs at high school football games and say, "It's the Mothman, there's a Mothman." And we just kind of morphed that into, "Oh, Richard Gere is going to get you." And given the gerbil rumors, that's kind of scarier. Anyway,
I was going to say that's probably the last thing a gerbil wants to hear.
Scariest part of this entire movie happens right here during this set of scenes. Side piece Megan telling Axel she's pregnant. Oh, yeah. You know what though, Carter from Final Destination, you deserve it. Barebacking in Jason Voorhees' cabin and giving her a Lori Grimes. If you listen to the show regularly, you get that joke. But in a movie where you're trying to find out the killer and looking for motives, well, Carter from Final Destination, you just made the list. But speaking of sex scenes,
hey Brian, can you explain that Lori Grimes joke?
Yeah.
To those who may not know,
double cream pie.
Yeah.
Double cream pie. There you go. Boom. But speaking of sex scenes. This one's hilarious between Irene and the truck driver. First of all, an interview shortly after this movie came out, Betsy Rue said it was her idea to end up running through the parking lot naked. And by God, she was stark ass naked. It was also her first nude scene, and Media Site Complex chose Betsy Rue's scene as number 13 of the 15 best topless moments in mainstream horror movies in 2020. Sidebar, she was in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 as well. Now, secondly, the funny part, the trucker is writer Todd Farmer, who in the credits gives special thanks to his wife for letting him get naked. Like, somebody don't tell his wife that he's the one that wrote it in the first place. Jesus, classic. God bless Betsy Rue. She was naked longer than probably any horror movie person that I can ever remember being on screen too. It may take the cake. That may hold the world record. I don't know. That's all I had.
When you brought up Halloween 2, all I could think about was me rating that movie higher than Dustin. Like,
Dude,
what the fuck?
Yep, that reaction right there.
That was real too. That was a real reaction. Yeah, hearing the sheriff say we're an inbred mining community just makes you think of the incredible documentary, if you haven't seen it, The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. Just peak television, hour and 30 minutes. It's the best thing you can ever watch. Sheriff looks very suspicious, immediately following Megan out and telling his deputy he doesn't want him to ride along. Of course, he's fucking this girl. And she isn't using her noodle very well, thinking she and the sheriff can go have sex at a hotel. Come on, we're losing recipes here. Like this is a small town. Like, what are you thinking? And I know him hearing she's pregnant made his heart sink into his stomach. He's a fucking idiot too. Like, wear a condom. Dustin, I can't wait to hear your thoughts on this. The news that the owner is selling the mines in a small mining town is absolutely devastating to the local community. Like, that place is going to go under once that happens. This is one of those scenes I consider distasteful with the nudity. But like you mentioned, per IMDb, actress Betsy Rue was comforted by the crew a lot, and she volunteered to run outside in the nude without the sheet. So, hey, good for her.
Bet she was comforted. Jeez.
Another nice Randy Orton kill out of nowhere with a truck driver. Opens door and bam, pickaxe to the noggin. Loved it. And the miner saw you go into this room. I don't think hiding under the bed is very smart. You should have cod camped with a weapon or something in the corner. Like, what are you doing? Poor Celine just trying to find her dog, gets an old pickaxe to the chin and into the roof. Yikes, we hate to see it. And yes, I'm sure telling the bad guy to leave you alone will work. It's worked so many other times in horror movies we've covered. It works even better if you're butt naked. Sarah, married lady, giving Tom quite the gaze. Can't wait to hear Dustin's thoughts on that as well. How is Tom even remotely acting jealous, though? It's like you dipped on Sarah 10 years ago and didn't tell her anything. That's your fault, pal. And Sarah still has her picture of she and Tom. Yikes. Scary thought to marry someone but be in love with someone else. You hate to see that. No clue how Sheriff gets blood on his hand, but the other deputy delivering the Valentine didn't even notice it. Made no sense. Not gonna lie, I laughed at the old geezer decking Tom out of nowhere and then Burke's crash out. Everyone stand down, god damn it. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was another good set of scenes.
First of all, you said that what a nightmare being, marrying someone who's still in love with someone else. If I ever get married again, that's what they're going to have to deal with, because I am definitely in love with Madeline Klein and Florence Pugh. I'm sorry. I'm not changing that. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Sarah's friend is banging her husband. Women have no morals. And before you say, what about the husband? He's the one cheating. I go back to the old adage. It's free pizza. Who can turn down free pizza?
Jesus.
It's not his fault. It's not his fault. Plus, the way Sarah left Tom to die in the mines 10 years ago, he probably knew that she didn't really care about him either. She's just self-centered, so I'm going to go get what's mine. Now, him knocking up the side chick is wild, though. Alexa played Confessions by Usher.
These are my confessions. Just when I thought I said all I can say, my chick on the side says she got one on the way.
Nightmare scenario.
Dude.
When Tom goes to talk to Ben, all I could think is, man, must be some pretty good money in mining. That was a nice house with some fancy furnishing. I thought miners were, blue collar, scraping to get by. This guy's got a nice house. Anyway, Irene throwing the gun was hilarious. Like, I don't know why. That just was so funny to me. I know that gun don't have no bullets, and she threw a freaking Randy Johnson fastball at his face and connected. That was awesome. The whole scene, though, that whole scene didn't make sense to me, though. It had nothing to do with our main storyline, other than it gave us a shoehorned in sex scene and kill. But, and then at the time before I knew, we know what's going on, I was like, how did the killer know which truck? He was just waiting in there until someone hopefully opened the door, but it makes sense later. The hotel manager, what was her name? I don't remember, but
Celine.
So, see, I didn't even know her name. I feel like that poor woman, first of all, her kill was awesome. Uppercut with a pickaxe through the ceiling. That was incredible. But the cops didn't even mention it. All the cops cared about was Irene died. They didn't mention her, Celine, the rest of the movie. That was crazy to me. But immediately after that awesome kill, I got annoyed because the bed frame gave him way too much of a hassle. He kept stabbing through and like, what are you, dude? You didn't once try to pull it away. She's a butt naked 115-pound woman. Manhandle her if you're really wanting to kill her. But anyway, that's all I got here.
Well, I think for that, with the Celine thing and Irene or whatever, is actually used to fuck Irene, so I think that's why he cared more.
Yeah, I get that, but
Poor Celine, though.
Martin, the other cop, doesn't know all that. Well, I'm sure he does, but that's still a murder in your town, and you're the police. You got to bring that up.
Yeah, he might not. He might not dip in the snow. I don't know.
Deputy Dewey would avenge both of those deaths. I'm telling you right now.
I got a Deputy Dewey shout out later on.
As you should.
Tom is in the bar now with all the old cops, talking about Harry Warden and what happened. The old cops are pissed, and one punches his ass in the face and blames him for all the people getting killed. Tom Atkins saves his ass and says he won't do it a third time. We're back at the Palmer home, and Axel is basically just watching porn and calling it work. He's trying to blame Tom and says he left a pic of them on the dresser and somehow was in the background of that video. Tom walks up on Sarah at work and wants to chat. They have a very Rafiki and Simba-like conversation about not running from the past. Sorry, that's a bad accent. And facing it head on. Tom shows up to the mines and wants to go down in them. They try to stop him, but he grew up in them, so they ignore federal safety laws and let Tom down there. Turns out, Tom was right to want to investigate. There's a mass killer down there, and he's taking people out one by one. Of course, all these people already think it's Tom. Definitely do now, as an old guy pulls him out of his cage and asks him, what did he do? Short scene by scene there. What you think, guys?
All right, real quick. I don't have a lot on this, Nico. Continuing to talking about Todd Farmer from last set of scenes, but Patrick Lussier and he teamed up for this movie, and this is actually the team that was going to make the sequel to Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 together. It was like the Halloween 3D one. I don't know if it would have really fit with those two movies, but I like the way that these guys are able to kind of take this one and make it serious and yet kind of fun at the same time. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it would really fit with Rob Zombie's universe, but these are the two guys that were going to do it. And I wonder if Sheriff Burke is another homage, this one to Scream. Shout out friend of the show, Joseph Whip. Also want to shout out the composer for this movie, Michael Wanmacher, who did Underworld Blood Wars, which reminds me, we need to move through those movies too. It reminds me that these movies also sound almost exactly the same, which is fine. Nothing super stand out one way or the other. I thought he did a great job or a good job. So yeah, not on much on the set of scenes.
Yeah, I don't have much on this set of scenes either. How, Sarah, do you leave the picture of you and Tom out on the dresser? Again, I got to say, we're losing recipes. Put that shit up. Very spooky to see Tom right outside Irene's window in the evidence tape. Everybody's a suspect. Shout out to Randy. As I'm watching this movie, I've noticed that 2023's Thanksgiving is structured a lot like this movie. Town tragedy, boyfriend leaves unannounced, returns later. I thought it was interesting. This may be a hot take, and I've only seen him in this movie and nothing else. But I mentioned already, Jensen Ackles, I don't think is a very good actor so far. That boy Tom stay getting his ass kicked by the miner. He has terrible luck with this guy. What are the odds the killer returns the day you do? Interesting, you have your life spare again as well. Interesting. I got to give Red props. He took that stab like a champ and went immediately into fight mode. Shout out to him for an old guy. Last thing I got, Dustin, Tom is trapped in this caged area and they blamed him. Dude, I thought that was hilarious. It's like, they just don't like this guy. It's like, he's trapped in here. Why would you blame him?
You've seen Jensen Ackles before. You were a big fan of The Boys and Gen V. Like, that's Soldier Boy. Anyway.
Huh?
It's a joke. I know you won't watch The Boys, but it's a good show. When they're watching the video, I rolled my eyes when the killer turned back as he walked past the camera. Like, it's just way too. I don't buy that the killer just had to look back where the camera was laying so they get a clear look at him. Nah. When Tom went to the bar, let me tell you something. A grandpa swings on me, and I will knock the dust out of him. He'll be dining with his grandparents that very night. I promise you that. Axel telling Sarah it's an evidence tape when she catches him watching the homemade porno. That's bold. I don't think she's going to buy that, bud. Because why are you watching that part of the video? Anyway. And it's also very convenient that Axel saw Tom through the open curtains on the window. Come on. First of all, I guess inbred Hicktown, and there's a lot of people with no morals out there, but who goes to a motel that's on, one level motel and has sex on the bed that's right next to the window with the curtains open? That's just wild. I don't know. Tom getting blindsided and locked in the cage, that was unexpected, because how did he not hear the footsteps or the Darth Vader breathing? We find out later. But it worked out for him being locked in there. That gives him an alibi. No way that he could have killed Red and locked himself in there, right? I think we're progressing nicely.
Yeah, and if Nico won't watch The Boys, I'm just going to do what I'm doing with Eastbound and Down and just send him one clip at a time over and over and over until he finally just watches it all together because he's seen it all.
At the hospital now, Tom is swearing Harry Warden killed all those guys down there in the mine, and everyone else is blaming Tom. Sarah and Axel are there. Sarah and Axel are there visiting, and then Axel and Tom have basically a pissing contest over Sarah. Axel mentioned that he's the one smashing now, which makes him sound like a prick. But then he reveals that Burke and co. killed Harry and covered it up. They go looking for the body where Harry was buried. Now we're in an interrogation room, and Tom is talking mad shit about Axel settling, or how Sarah settled for him. Axel tries to beat his ass, but just then the cop comes in to let him know that Harry's not buried down there before he can. Foley and Tom leave the police station as he asks how the hell Harry is down there and warns Tom to be careful. Tom stupidly goes back to the mine to look on his own with just a flashlight, and we get a long walking around scene as a mouse eats out of a box of chocolates. We got to Foley chilling at the house in the recliner with his shotgun. Fair enough. He blames Harry for having him chase shadows. And then Mass Killer does show up from behind and kills Ben Foley with a pickaxe through the middle of the head. Back at the police station, we see a gaslighting-ass conversation where Axel is trying to accuse Sarah of cheating and being in love when we know damn well he's smashing Megan. Sarah leaves because she has to work. At the family store now, we get an awkward exchange between Megan and Sarah. Someone is at the front door and a chase scene begins inside the store. This masked guy is throwing his pickaxe around trying to murder the two women, and we get a pretty intense scene in a break room where he's trying to break down the door like Jack Nicholson, and Sarah smartly sets off the alarm to alert the police. That's all for that set of scene. What you think, guys?
Easter egg here. This set of scenes start off with flyer on the wall showing that Valentine's Day is Saturday the 14th. Well, guess what? That would mean the previous day is Friday the 13th, which is also the case this year of the Lord 2026 as well. Now that that's out of the way, I can talk about how I fucking died laughing at Axel and Tom arguing in the hospital, and Axel's lines are, I mean, they're fine up until where he's like, "You mean that Sarah and I have a house with a kid with, with a child?" And then he goes, "And we have sex." Like, oh my God, what the fuck? That's such bad writing. It's like 13-year-olds arguing. "Well, we have sex, ha!" Anyway, at this point, the movie has, it has me in like a whodunit movie sort of way, where on my first watch, I'm definitely invested as to which one of these fucks is the killer. I mean, I think the movie does a good job of giving me enough red herrings that I'm, guessing at this point. And also, it took me up to this point to recognize Adi Gathigi playing the deputy as Mr. Terrific from 2025 Superman movie, which honestly is my favorite part of that movie. Yeah. This must have been before he got his powers. Something else I'd like to point out during the scene in the woods here. Isn't it supposed to be February in a coal mining area of Pennsylvania? Like, why are all these trees green? Like it's in the middle of summer. And, you can tell that when they're visiting the grave that they kind of tried to like spread dead leaves on the ground around them. It's not even the same fucking kind of leaves. It's like, it's crazy. Now the grocery store scene, I don't know, it was just kind of mad at me, mostly because it pissed me off that this movie expects me to believe that the miner tore out her heart and then took the time to write in fantastic calligraphy in blood on a brick wall in like 2 minutes max. Yeah. Come on, get the fuck out of here with that. But hey, Axel, you're home free now. I don't that seemed more fucked up to say than it did to write. So my bad.
Yeah, I'm doubling down. I just don't think Jensen Ackles is a very good actor. Like, I understand why he's been in so many TV shows now. Outrageous Crash Out by Axel. And I agree with you, Brian. You mean my wife, Sarah, who I have sex with? Dude, I laughed so hard at that because it was hilarious. Interesting reveal here that Harry was killed off the record. So who is the killer miner in real life? I've lived in a small town for a long time. I find it very hard to believe that this type of secret didn't spread within 10 years. Like, everybody usually knows within 10 minutes. Axel just ruined his whole argument against Tom punching the hell out of him. So many crash outs in this movie, and I love it. Ben Foley gets Randy Orton out of nowhere with a pickaxe to the back. Eyeball through the pickaxe is brutal, but I chuckled at him saying shit as he gets curb stomped and killed. Thought that was great. The miner takes Ben's body back to Harry Warden's burial site. I'm right there with you, Sheriff. It has to be one of the folks who went there, and yes, I'm thinking it's Tom too. He just seems too suspicious at this point. This is totally unrelated to anything in the movie, really, but I noticed that Tide laundry detergent was only $3.99. My, oh my, how times have changed. Go try and buy Tide laundry detergent now. You're going to have to spend at least a $20 bill on that joint. Clubbing a villain with a piece of meat I thought was low-key hilarious. Shout out to the wifey. And why the fuck did Sarah stop running, and why did she put her face right to the office door? We're losing recipes here. Why are you doing this? Moment is too big. Megan pisses down her leg. We're in an intense scenario, and she's whining about Sarah yelling at her. And she can't unlock the damn padlock. What are you doing? I can't wait to hear Dustin's thoughts on this. Very, very frustrating with these two ladies. And no chance in hell the miner got from outside that office door to outside that window that fast. Are you fucking kidding me? And then I was crashing out. At this point. There was an alarm in that room the whole time. Holy shit, why didn't you pull that from the get-go? Well, God, that ticked me off.
It's written right above it, do not touch. She was following directions.
A woman following directions. Lord Jesus.
Yeah, when it doesn't make sense to follow directions. That does add up.
Dude, I was ticked when she finally pulled that thing.
All right, Axel is such a jealous douchebag. I mean, look, I can overlook the cheating, but him peacocking over his wife, that's just too cringe for me. Don't be so insecure. Be a man. And him and Martin, they are horrible cops. I mean, how could he be a suspect? He was locked in a cage with a latch bent from the outside, idiots. Or so I thought at the time. And Axel punching Tom, yeah, I would have his job and his girl. That would be the worst day of his life. Decent tension when Tom goes to scope it out at night. But my guy, a crowbar? The killer has reach on you with the pickaxe. You got to at least take a Jose Canseco bat. Ben went out rough. Getting killed sucks bad enough, but imagine watching your own demise happen in slow motion. Like the way he moved towards that pickaxe in the floor, it was like in slow motion, and then getting curb stomped into the axe. Sheesh, that's a rough one. Sarah, Axel was the one that was there for me. Maybe because you left Tom behind. I mean, you forced him there, and then you left him to die in the mine. Women. Megan fighting off the killer with a mop. Who does she think she is? 2001 Perry Saturn? Now, Nico, you mentioned seeing the Tide laundry detergent. I was looking for brands as well, but something that caught my eye. Utz potato chips. That's some good chips. 2 bags for $4. That's a heck of a deal. I wish I could go back in time there. Rough day for Axel. Basically got cucked by Tom. I mean, he's got the girl if he wants her. And now his side chick gets got. I mean, chalk that one up as a lost day, although I guess he did save 15% on car insurance and child support, so it's good.
Oh, by the way, the Toxic Avenger would have words with you about that mop not being a weapon.
Oh, no, his is a radioactive mop. This is just a regular mop. That was funny.
Facts.
Sarah's safe now, walking around with Axel as they walk up on a bloody Megan in the street with "Be Mine Forever" written in blood. Sarah's in the ambulance now, and she basically tells him that she knows about the affair because she isn't a fucking dumbass, which I thought it's not what she said, but that's what I would have said. She suggests that maybe the killer is actually after Axel. We cut to the Palmer residence now, and the babysitter nanny has been taken out by the mask guy. We get a cop and the retired Sheriff Burke walking up on their house. They save the boy, but open up the dryer to the woman going around inside, burned alive, and the masked guy attacks Burke and stabs him in the neck. Tom calls Sarah and talks her into going with him. Again, we have another pissing contest between Tom and Axel over the phone. Who really wants what's best for Sarah? Looks like Axel got through to her because she tries to take the wheel from Tom and crashes the car, and then once again leaves Tom behind to die alone. She calls Axel and he tells her to get off to the house safely. And then that was all. And the next set of scenes is going to be the end, guys. What do you think, Brian?
First of all, can we please talk about how Karen Baum's character, Deputy Ferris, the one who picks up the paper here at the start of this set of scenes and is assigned to Sarah and Axel's house, pay attention at an hour and 10 on while she's investigating the house because her jacket literally reads Sharif, not Sheriff. They forgot an F. Now, Rose's kill being off screen is kind of stupid, especially when they're using CG here and had so many good ones. But her being burnt inside the dryer, obviously a recreation of the 81 movie. I really loved Sheriff Burke's kill, though, like we mentioned at the start. Most of this, besides the 3D effects with the bits of his jaw flying at the camera, were all done practically. And fantastic job, I think, from Andy Weber and the entire special effects team and the art department there. I thought it looked great. Speaking of special effects, the tree branch coming through the window of the truck was one of those effects that I was talking about at the start that I think looked really cool in 2D. I bet that was awesome in 3D. Anyway, at this point, I'm ready for the ending, and I fully believe, by the way, that it's Axel at this point, heading into it in real time.
Dustin, I feel like Mace right now from It Is What It Is. Dark humor warning. You've been warned. I remember that joke, a time where he's like, I put out the disclaimer. That shit was so funny. But I bet when Sheriff saw Megan dead, he was low-key thinking that solved that baby and having an affair issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, insert Alonzo Mourning gif, right? Poor Rosa. Why did she get killed? Doing laundry too? Like, what a shitty way to go. Like, damn, she deserves so much better. A lot of good, innocent people got killed in this movie, by God. Burke has an awesome death, pickaxe through the chin, then has his chin ripped off. And this was mostly practical effects, too. It's like, go watch the dead meat kill count and see it more in depth, but I thought they did a great job with it. Sarah getting the classic it's him, not me angle from the two guys. But Tom being in a mental hospital for the past 7 years, I thought was a nice reveal. This is the last thing I got, Dustin. I thought this was a good scene. Sarah finds the chocolates, the card, the picture. her mind is on a pretzel, wondering who the killer is. Like, I'm ready for the end, but like, I did like the way they set that up.
Yeah, I'm just not sure how the killer had time to put Megan's heart in a box and write the message on the wall, like you said, Brian. But it was a shocking image. Like, it was cool. It's just realistically speaking here, come on. Sarah knew Axel was banging Megan all along and just let it go on, and then chose to wait until Megan was dead to let him know that she knew. Women are vindictive, man. Like, wow. What timing. You were just waiting to throw that up in my face, and you waited until I lost the real love of my life to tell me that? That's tough.
Bro.
Hey, how's the old saying go? Never let your wife stand in the way of you finding your soulmate. I mean, that's what he was doing. Good tension as Burke and the lady cop search around the house, and then a gnarly scene as she finds the body in the dryer. I thought that was cool. And Burke gets killed in a gruesome way. Just insane stuff there. Tom calling Sarah. My first thought was, how did he get her number? Like, I'm assuming that he had it years ago. Obviously, they dated. But at the same time, earlier, Axel was, trying to find Tom. Why didn't he ask Sarah, do you have his number? Or they used to be friends or friendly. Like, he probably had his number. So if it's the same number, why didn't they try it? Why is it just not getting brought up? That bothered me. Sarah saying that she needs to get home to her son and then immediately trying to kill both of them by wrecking the Bronco. That is a prime example of women's logic. I got to get home to my baby. Oh, you're not going to take me? I'll kill us both. All right.
That reminds me of Kevin Hart during stand-up when he's talking about. He's like, women, when they just see red, he's like, I'm gonna kill us. What you mean kill us? Only you's mad.
Yeah, exactly. But it also made me think of Smile 2. Like, I was like, good God, what a crash! This is the wrong time to crash out, lady. Like, do it another time. Anyway,
Dustin, though, if that was happening to you, though, you'd have been so turned on, though, her crashing out like that. Sky Riley, Princess Jasmine.
Yeah, or Jamie King, both of them, brother. But Scott Riley, though. Anyway, it's solid suspense heading into the finale here.
God.
Dustin likes him crazy now.
No, you ain't lying.
Jesus.
We see Sarah open the box of chocolates and her realizing that maybe Tom was right the whole time. Matt, the masked killer, comes up behind her and we're in another chase scene now. She makes it out of the house and over to the mines, and it's a maze. Sarah is now in front of Axel and Tom with a gun. She has to choose who is right and who is the actual killer. We get a montage replay of all the killings, and it turns out that Tom had all this hairy stuff in his head the whole time. Axel was right. He snaps and finally reveals himself and tries to attack Axel and kill him. Tom gets away as Sarah shoots at him, and then he comes back with an axe this time, but somehow Sarah is still his weakness. And we get a weird shot on the bullet that would only work in 3D, and the gas tank explodes behind him in the mine. Some miners walk up on him, and he kills one more for their trouble. Outside the mine, Axel is on a gurney and tells him that Tom is dead, only to reveal at the end that Tom is still alive and one of the miners. And that was all for My Bloody Valentine. What'd you think, Brian?
All right, the finale. Yeah, I don't have a lot here. Just, I know a lot of people don't like this ending when it came out. I applaud it for being unique, at least. The Mexican standoff, minus the guns for the other two, but you know what I mean. I thought it was a very reminiscent of like 96 Scream. I thought, when Axel is saying, shoot us both, that was kind of very shocking. Like, I was like, holy shit, that's a very common sense solution. I think it works very well. Now, whether you think the split personality ending didn't really land for you, I get that. I understand that. I think that's mostly people who loved the first one, and I didn't love the first one. Shocker. Or the original, I'm sorry. But I do understand that. I kind of like it. I think it works well enough for the movie. And personally, I think, how good and fun this was to get to this ending. It would have taken a lot to fuck it up for me. And this just didn't. So I thought it was a good ending.
Real quick, Brian, before I forget, you brought up him saying shoot us both. You like that? I went a different direction with that. I thought he's like, you know what? Megan's dead. I got nothing to live for. Kill me too. I don't care.
If he would have said that, I would have died laughing. Love you, Megan.
Let me go be with my one true love.
Bro, Dustin, I need you to write a movie, man, like and get it made. I need to
I've
see
written
this.
multiple ones. You just got to get
and
people
get it made.
Yeah.
Let me finish. Pause.
Whoa,
Whoa, that was
hey.
crazy. That was crazy. All right. Yeah, finale. I know that little tumble out the window onto the ground, that had to hurt like a mofo. But their adrenaline must be going crazy because I don't think I'd be able to move after that. You know, I'm old. I'm about to turn 35 tomorrow. Like, I'm falling apart. Axel pulling the reverse Uno draw 4, saying shoot us both. I like the psychology here. I'm with you, Brian. I like that tactic he tried to pull. Tom losing recipes here too, man. Just snitched on himself. And then Tom crashing out and reveals to the others he's crazy, seeing an imaginary miner pulling up behind him. And our big reveal is Tom was a killer all along. And I'm with you guys. Sorry, I just kind of it's tough for me to picture how he was able to do what he did and manage to escape without being caught. I'm supposed to believe man barricaded his own self in that cage, ripped hearts out, wrote on the wall. Like he don't have enough time to do this shit. I thought the fight sequence was just okay between the bros until Axel catches a pickaxe to the side. And it's about damn time Sarah starts shooting. The hell is going on? You just standing there watching? Like, what are we doing? Maybe she was waiting for Tom to kill her too, or kill him so she could be able to love her life too. Who knows? Who knows what she's thinking? This blows my mind. The sheriff has a gun and whiffs shooting at a guy walking slow as hell in a straight line at them. Dewey would have hit him. And Dewey can't shoot worth a shit either, but he would have hit him. Whoa, hey, backhanded compliment. Props to Sarah. She didn't miss. Haven't said this yet, but to me, the 3D effects in some spots aren't my favorite. I just wish there was a version without it as well. And is Tom's nickname Chad Meeks? How the hell did he survive this gunshot wound and that explosion? Like, the explosion happened right beside him. Like, this wasn't like 100 yards away. No chance in hell. And the last thing I got, Tom pulls a Michael Myers from Halloween Resurrection and swap suits. Cool. But why is he taking this shit off right now? Bro is like 20 feet away from everyone else. Make it make sense.
Yeah.
Man, he never misses a chance to slander Meeks.
Never.
Dude, I like Mason Gooding, but man, this guy survives everything.
He's built different.
Got that dog in him.
When Sarah's fighting back, man, I love a good frying pan to the head. It is always funny, and it's almost as funny as dudes getting hit in the balls. So when she swung that frying pan and clocked him, I laughed. Boneheaded rookie move by Sarah to leave her phone after she fell out the window. Have some awareness. It didn't get brought up, so I don't know why they even showed us that she dropped her phone. But speaking of boneheaded rookie mistakes, Tom, you can't use things that she didn't tell you to make your case. That's cheating 101. Dude, stop. When the reveal came that it actually was Tom this whole time, that reveal would have worked for me, except I hate how they explain him getting locked in the cage. Like, that's the one thing I'm just like, nah, that didn't work for me. But also, I didn't like the whole trying to make us think it was Axel. I never once thought that it was Axel. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. And so I almost wish that there would have been one more person. Like, maybe they, at the end, try to make us think it was Martin, not Axel. That would have worked more for me. But because we just see too much of Axel, I think. We know what he's up to when things are going down, I think. Also, I really hate that Axel gets away and gets to live happily ever after. He doesn't deserve that. That dude sucked. In addition to just not being a good person, Sarah is also an awful shot. My word. I agree. Axel was a bad shot. But he'd been impaled. Like he lost a lot of. Well, he took a stabbing, not the same kind of stabbing Irene did, but I can cut him some slack. He lost a lot of blood. But Sarah, that was terrible. I like the editing when Tom smashed out the lights as he's walking towards him, because you could see Harry's mask in the shadows, like as it faded out. I thought that was cool. And if that's not what it was, maybe I need to get new glasses, but it looked cool. Tom getting one last kill in when he got the rescue crew guy. Chef's kiss. Man's on death's doorstep and still putting up numbers. But wait, he's alive. Now, I agree with you, Nico. I got no problem with him taking the guy's clothes and like escaping that way. But two things. The explosion did happen right behind him. So even if he survived, the back side of him is going to be so burnt that I don't think he's going to want those heavy clothes on him. And number two, taking the mask off when and where he did is the dumbest thing that happens in this entire movie. Everyone in this small town knows who you are.
Yeah.
And no. But other than all those negatives, I thought it was a solid ending to a fun movie.
It would have been funny though if he like took his mask off and like he breaks the fourth wall, but then everybody just like runs and jumps his ass. That would have been funny. It'd probably ruined the ending, but I would have laughed. I would have laughed my ass off.
Yeah. Or he takes the mask off and we see Sarah look back as she's, wheeling away her husband who is a cheating scumbag, and she just winks at him. Boom, suspense. Do they get together?
Nice.
That'd be good, actually. I
She
wouldn't hate
doesn't.
that.
Yeah.
She doesn't
Yeah.
tell anyone that she sees him, but she sees him. And they wink, almost like when Bruce
But
Wayne
it could
and
would
Alfred.
maybe imply that she was in on it too, which would kind of leave it.
Yeah.
I think that would be really cool. That's a great ending.
Thank you. Here all week.
Or it could just set up a sequel. Dustin loves sequels to movies.
Well, funny you say that. You want to go ahead and get into fun facts?
My bloodier Valentine.
We'll do social media comments, then you can do the fun facts.
Okay, fine.
I got Instagram pulled up. Niece_384 comment. Have you guys seen the original? If so, how does it compare? Me and Dustin have not. Brian, can you compare this and the original?
I like it better. I mean, I don't. I know that I'm in the minority with that because some people just can't get over the fact that it's the original. But I like it better. I think
they're
everything
wrong.
about it is better, except I don't mind the CG kills, and everything back then was practical. And some people are really heavy on that. I don't really mind them. I thought they looked fine, but that's be the only. I liked it. I liked it better. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, you hate the 80s, so that checks out. Optional 13th Ghost commented, 3D was very hokey, but the kills in this movie are fantastic. Where would you guys rank the Miner among some of the horror icons? I mean, he's not like Jason or Freddy or Michael or nothing, but I think he's a cool villain. Like the get up is like scary as hell to me.
I put him in the same category as In a Violent Nature. Like, it's a cool enough look, and he gave us some cool kills, but he's not iconic. So
that's fair. I like that. I like that. Dustin, you're on fucking fire right now. This NBA Street.
Well, let me tell you
You
something.
better start dunking and shit.
NBA Jam. NBA Jam.
Yeah,
No, Street too. You got some crazy dunks in Street as well.
they caught on fire on NBA Street, didn't they?
Did they?
They didn't catch on fire now.
Oh,
I'm thinking of Jam then.
Jam.
yeah.
Boy, if you got Shaq and Kobe in that, you are unstoppable. But anywho, Dale Milburn commented, would you be eager to see a sequel to this? Also, where does the Miner rank in terms of scariest, most daunting villains? I think the location setting of this movie is one of the best. I mean, I would watch a sequel. I mean, I would watch it. Do I want it?
Yeah.
I would watch it.
Yeah.
We've already talked about where does the Miner rank. I thought Dustin had a great answer to that. And I'll agree with you, Dale. I think the location setting of the movie is one of the best, like underground tunnels, mine, digging up the mines. I mean, it's one of the most dangerous jobs out there. Go watch the wonderful Wild Whites of West Virginia, whatever it's called. It's a great documentary. It's a dangerous job. So, I mean, I like that they explored that setting.
I wish they would have spent more time in the mines, though. Like, deep in the mines, where there's no real light. That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been cool. And the last thing we got is from Kevin Scanlon, 653. Where would this rank for you guys among horror remakes? I don't think it's terrible. It's definitely towards the middle
of the pack for me.
It's middle of the pack for me. I mean, it's not like Hills Have Eyes or like Evil Dead or Friday the 13th or anything like that, but it's probably in like that echelon, like right underneath it for me. But it's not terrible like some of them are.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Yeah, right above The Fog, and I liked the Fog remake. I'm one of the only ones that did.
I've not seen that one, brother.
didn't do that?
We did
No,
the
we
original
did the
Fog.
old one. That's right. But I watched both of them. That's why I did. Okay,
We
I
did
watched
The
them both at the
Mist.
same time.
We did The Mist, and we got to see
I wasn't there for that one.
a member of the 61 Yankees, kill
That's
kids.
it.
But
I know
anyway,
You got X and Blue Sky pulled up.
yeah, we didn't have any on Blue Sky, but we do have a couple on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. One's from Randy Smith, Go Dogs, who said, a solid remake, not as good as the original, but very enjoyable, and it has the man, the legend, Tom Atkins. Absolutely. Then that guy, Millhouse14108, said, fun remake of a classic, over-the-top kills, weak dialogue, and the, quote, it's all in his head, dick twist, makes this a typical 2000s slasher. Sprinkle in Betsy Rue walking around in her Ibiza cocktail dress with her meat curtains on full display.
Oh, my God.
And now we have
God.
a banger, 6 out of 10 for Betsy.
Jesus.
Shout out, Steve. That was awesome.
Yeah, there's only one on the Book of Faces. It's Michelle Mirza. She said, "Not a good movie in any way." I disagree, but one of my guilty pleasures every year at this time.
That's fair. Yeah, because objectively, there is a lot of flaws in it, but it's fun. So, yeah.
Perfectly said. Fun facts, Dustin? You got any you want to share?
Well, speaking of sequels, there was a planned sequel, but this blew my mind. Lionsgate lost interest because of mixed reviews on this movie. Lionsgate, I have seen a lot of the BS that you have greenlit over the years. I don't know if I've ever been more confused. A couple weeks ago, brother. So I don't. Maybe they're just more loose with what they greenlight these days than they were back then. But I've never been more confused as when I read that. This movie was number 3 at the box office for its opening weekend, behind Clint Eastwood's Gran Torino. Good movie. That was number 2, right. And the number 1 movie, the certified classic, Paul Blart Mall Cop. Dude, I ain't gonna lie. I love the first one. The second one is unwatchable, but the first one's funny. Sherry Moon Zombie was offered a role in the film, but as she doesn't appear in films that aren't directed by her husband, she immediately turned it down. I need me a woman that supports me that much. Loyalty is a rare breed, or rare in their breed. So that's a rare quality to find in their kind.
She's a real one.
And then last one I've got is that Jamie King, who plays Sarah, was in The Tripper with David Arquette. Easy. Mike, you got the budget?
No, he doesn't.
He
forgot already.
All right, I got the budget pulled up on IMDb. Estimated $15 million and a gross worldwide of $100,734,718 bucks. Man, a lot of money. I'm surprised they didn't make a damn. They do it now. I'll tell you what.
It's exactly what I was going to say. That just shows how much the industry's changed, because this movie was a smash hit at the box office. Like, it made a lot of money compared to that budget, but they didn't do a sequel because of mixed reviews. Nowadays, they're like, people went to see it. I don't care if they liked it or not. Let's make another one.
That shit would have been out next year.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yep. I mean, look at it now, though. I mean, they said that this is the last Conjuring, and then like 10 minutes later, they got a prequel set up. You know what I'm saying?
Well, so technically it is the last, if you're doing chronological order.
In the franchise, pal. Don't be like that. No, don't do that.
Sooty.
Shout out to Funny Marco. Let's jump into our favorite kill, least favorite kill, and the rating. Dust, you want to kick us off?
Sure.
You got the scores down?
Favorite kill for me, sorry, Dead Meat, it was the girl getting her decapitated with a shovel around the 12-minute mark. That was awesome. I liked it. Least favorite, look, they're all pretty awesome. There's a lot of good kills in this movie. So for least favorite, I guess I'm going to go with one of the ones in the hospital early on, since they were off screen and we just got to see their chopped up bodies. That's all I could think of. As far as my final thoughts on the rating, it's flawed, and it takes a lot of convenient routes to get to where we're going. But it was fun. It's odd that I had never seen this one until now. I would watch it again. I gave it a 6.5.
Yeah, so kind of like I said in my open, I thought it was fine, right? I mean, again, I don't think it's anything revolutionary, but a fun little like holiday themed slasher to me. Really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought that I would. Cool kills, right? I mean, I think that's kind of the whole point of these kind of holiday themed cheesy slashers, just to get some cool kills on screen. It's a remake during the remake craze, and so I definitely think it works for that, for what it was going out for. Yeah, so I mean, I thought it was fine. I didn't really pick a least favorite or favorite kill, because I thought they were all pretty good. Like, I didn't think there was a shitty kill. If I had to go worst, even the mouth split at the beginning, which I thought looked cool. Some of the I think there's some CG there that doesn't age particularly well. But all in all, I thought it was a fun little popcorn slasher, and I gave it a 6.5.
Gotcha.
I'll go next. My favorite kill, kind of tough, man. There's a lot of good kills. I like Sheriff Burke's kill. I like the one you mentioned with the shovel. But I'm going to go with Ben Foley getting curb stomped face onto the pickaxe. Then he yells, "Shit." That was funny. Least favorite kill, I'm going to go with Irene. I just think it's dumb. Like, she's behind this, like, the bed frame. Then they don't even show it. She just gets hit in the gut and blood splashes. I don't know. I think she just deserved a better kill, considering how far and willing she was to go with the nudity. She deserved a better kill, at least. I gave the movie a 6. Like, it's just right around, it's a little bit above average. It's got good kills. It's a fun holiday-themed horror movie. I don't think Jensen Ackles is a very good actor from this movie, but maybe he's better in other stuff. But it's just a fine little holiday-themed horror movie. It's worth a watch once a year.
Yeah, mine's short and sweet. Least favorite kill, Rose off screen because it kind of flabbergasted me that it was off screen. The favorite kill, Sheriff Burke. It's not perfect, but I love the shit out of it. It gets a 7.5 from me.
Okay. That gives us a composite score of 6.625. IMDb is at 5.4, Letterboxd 2.5, Rotten Tomatoes 62%. So critics, 62% from critics is enough for them to say no sequels in 2009.
Surprising.
Today, flip that, inverse it, 26%. And they're like, we need more. Idiots.
Yeah. If it makes as much money as it did, they're definitely making another one. Fans, we appreciate y'all voting, picking My Bloody Valentine. This was actually a really close vote with over Hard Eyes. I guess the fans want to hear some Hard Eyes reviews pretty soon. But I'm going to shout out our blood donors, and then, Dustin, you can announce your 4 movies that we're going to be voting on. Okay. By the time they hear this, it's going to be too late, but fuck it. We ball. You can do it anyways. Blood donors, really appreciate y'all. You take a huge burden off us, help us pay the bills. Legendary blood donor, Dana Tucker. We're going to do your review pretty soon. Appreciate you, Dana, always. Camper level reoccurring, Nina, Michelle Mirza, Steve Schmidt, Matt from the UK, Anthony Andrews, and Moochie, Lisa. Appreciate you. Your new one. You're awesome. Thank you for joining us. Camp Counselor reoccurring, Edwin Hernandez-Gunn, Joe Swinford, Adrian Aiello, Brian Samick, Andrew Ferguson, Brooke Maley, Heather Superdoc, Jennifer Davis from Too Close to Home Pod, Dana Tucker, Cole McAlexander, Max K, Amanda Pettiford, and Death Curse Casey. Appreciate y'all. It means a lot to us, sincerely. Dustin, announce your 4 movies to vote on.
Yeah, so back in December when I picked The Lodge, I told y'all I was torn between that and one other movie. And then I discovered that the other movie, the original title was February. So I was like, I'm going to pick it in February. But then you said you were going to do a poll for yours. So I was like, yeah, we can do polls. I'll put it on the poll. So that's one of my choices. It's The Black Coat's Daughter from Osgood Perkins. Second on the list is A Ghost Story. It's more emotional than it is horror, but it's a really good movie. 2022's Hellraiser remake is on there because I want to force Nico to watch that movie one of these days.
I voted for that.
Backstabber. And then the last option is Malevolent for 2 reasons. Number 1, friend of the show Scott Chambers is in the movie, but number 2, so is Florence Pugh. And I've never seen it. Nico has, but I've never seen it, and I'm definitely going to pick it eventually if it doesn't win. But I just want to point out one comment. I put the poll up on Twitter. One comment that we got on it is from Andrew Ferguson, who said, if you don't pick Malevolent just to hear Dustin slurp Florence Pugh for 1 hour, how can you call yourself a fan of the podcast?
It's a good point. It's a real good point. I voted for A Ghost Story personally. I just think it's a really good movie. We get to make Brian watch another A24 movie. There's a 50% chance he's got to watch an A24 movie. I'm excited about that.
Yeah. I voted for The Black Coat's Daughter just because that was my original pick. And, shout out to the beautiful lady in that movie as well.
Yeah, me and Brian are
going
to
meet. Because you can't vote for your own goddamn movie.
Me and Brian are going to meet that beautiful lady at the end of the month.
I can do all things through Christ, Brian. Yeah. And Nico, piss off.
Who are we meeting, Brian? Emma Roberts? End of the month?
I believe so.
You didn't get it's hyphenated now. It's Emma Roberts Franklin.
Oh.
We haven't gone public. I guess I just did. Sorry, babe.
Did she know about your session with Madeline Klein and Florence Pugh?
Yeah, we have an open relationship. It's open on one end only, though. She cannot cheat on me, but
this is going downhill fast.
Like my real life marriage, downhill fast. So whatever.
We appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be back next week with Dustin's pick.
Good night, Pennsylvania.
Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next week. And in the meantime, take care of yourself.
Just want to remind everybody.